Like, think about it like this: when you watch TV, we all been there. Whenever you watching TV, and then they hit you with that, we interrupt your program to
For
hit you with this
emergency
brief broadcast.
broadcasting. Yeah.
All that shit. They even tell you at the end. Now we'll schedule you back to your regular programming. Like, come on, dog. Like, it's there. It's on the FBI documents page. Like, if anybody has questions, you could literally go on FBI.gov, and there's released documents of them talking about this, their experiments, their paperwork. I done dove into MK Ultra a whole lot. They have designated CIs, Central Intelligence for the CIA, and shit like this for brief experiments. They do this shit all throughout the world. They've been doing this. And to what you said prior with the trusting the different countries, like, why would they trust us? That's why I sent you earlier from the podcast, My Expert Opinion, Robert F. Kennedy on there, his son.
Yeah.
And he even said, like,
I listened to that.
Yeah, he even said, like, before they killed his dad, he didn't trust the CIA. He didn't trust him. He was in a war against the CIA. Then, mysteriously, 3 days later, he died. Then his uncle started investigating with shit, and he fired the top 3 niggas in the CIA. It was like, yo, we not doing this shit. Other shit started happening, all this other shit, because they tricked his uncle into the Bay of Pigs. This shit is documented, but they never released the shit. If the presidents and all this other shit is not agreeing with the shit, but it's still unfolding, or they're manipulating them, who really has the control? Like, we always be saying, the motherfuckers we can't vote for, and the ones you don't know is the one with control. But you give them more power by not knowing their names. That's how they thrive. You don't know them. But if you really just, to what you be saying, if you just meditate, tap in, do what you do, you start realizing the obvious. The reasons why I can't watch regular shows like with an ignorant eye, because they always say ignorance is bliss. Every time I watch some shit, I'm like, bro, they just throwing most shit in your face. That's what they do. The clone is out wrong. Everybody want to talk about, oh, he's clone. Why the fuck they gonna waste clones? Why they gonna waste money to clone these entertainers?
Nigga, that's what be boggling my mind. Like, I ain't even gonna ask. And that's what one of those posts that I'm talking about, they said that you haven't realized that you are the clone. When you fall into all the trends, when you fall into, hey, I'm going to go support them over us, when you fall into the fact of knowing, like, I know they killing us, but hey, I'm still gonna go out and party with them and put myself in the middle of danger.
I know this challenge is stupid, but I'm gonna still do it because I want to do it for the clout. All this shit is fucking stupid.
Everything is done for attention, and you have to basically post everything to even be important. If I gotta give you my whole life story to be valid or to be famous or to be known, baby, you could keep it. Because some of my struggles, some of my journey ain't always for everybody. But every test that I go through will be turned into a testimony. But that testimony is only for certain people. You can't testify everybody.
Pay me for this pain.
Pay me for this pain. You gonna have to.
You did.
Baby, I ain't went through it for no reason.
I'll be talking to Rob about that, man, because, like, she be like, you don't post nothing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It ain't to say this conversation and this. Well, I'm not even gonna say this conversation. This topic in the regard of that, of what Queen's saying, bro. Everybody does not feel the need to show what they doing, and the thing about it is, I talk to the same group of people every day throughout the week regarding family. You know what I mean? A couple of friends that I do have, and I keep it at that. Because it's like, back in the day, I get it. I don't like to always say back in the day, man, and be like, man, I miss it so much. Because it's like, man, but I really liked how social media was there.
But it wasn't.
But at the same time, exactly. It didn't bridge the gap that much.
Yeah, we had MySpace and shit, but nobody was too up to date on that.
Because you had to really, you had to be intentional with MySpace, because you're going to have to go build a page, put your music on. You really had to sit there and concentrate.
Personality on that page from the moving
and that
was
the beginning. That was the beginning. What's your personality? Show me who you are. I need to get into the mindsets of the masses, and the only way to do that is to show me who you are. You're going to have to sit down. You're going to have to concentrate and give me your time and your attention. And if you think about it right now, what does Facebook ask you as soon as you log in?
What's on your mind? But I'm so glad you said that, because MySpace is my personality. This is who I am. That maybe that's when our algorithm started.
That is
everything that we be watching on Instagram and shit. It just be there. Oh, I was just talking about this. How the fuck this on my page?
That
shit
as
like
if
that.
you not being listened to. They didn't want to go to circle it back to where you said TikTok. When they wanted to ban TikTok, I do agree with you wholeheartedly and fully, because they only wanted to ban TikTok because there's so many different people around the world that can actually give you a different story than the story they trying to sell you. When all them fires was going on in Canada, and they was like, oh, well, New York is smoky because of the Canada fire, the Canadian fires. Bro, people in Canada was posted up with videos on TikTok. They was like, our skies are clear.
Like, we don't know about no
we
fires.
Don't know. We are unaware of any fires.
And you can't control on TikTok, because even the celebrities said it's so hard for them to get notoriety on TikTok, because the algorithms is so weird. A regular person could get 1 million views and followers just like that if you get thrown in the right algorithm.
It ain't hard.
It's different.
It ain't hard.
It's different perspectives, but. And then on top of that, with the recordings and shit, like, that's why I'm glad with the iPhone. Like, they let you know now with the little dots at the top. Like, you see this little green jump? Mm-hmm. It lets you know I'm being recorded. I'm on the phone with Jordan. If I'm off the phone, if any other app try to do that, it'll show green or orange or some shit. You feel me? But they been doing shit like that. Like,
it's that.
And even MLK said something about that. It was like, it's just going to turn into a surveillance country. He told that to Robert F. Kennedy's dad too.
That's all America is. They survey us. They want to see what we got going on. But it's not. Yeah, true. It's not just us, because they have drones, so they be in the air everywhere. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
If you think about it like this, don't you think we really started this Ukraine war? If we was just minding our business,
exactly.
The Russians and the Ukrainians was working on a peace deal. Then we got involved.
But why would we start? Billions. But you can't feed people in your own community, your own country.
That billions and shit. There's a U.S. station in business out there. You know what it's for?
Oil.
No. Military shit.
Oh.
Military shit. So that billions and shit we've been sending over time, it's just for more military grade shit. It's coming right back to us. It's more debt. This is a cover up. But even then, we basically started that motherfucking war. And with the trafficking shit, that from what you was talking about earlier, because like I said in the past podcast episode, if there's no crimes, America would fall.
Yep.
America thrives off crime because they do the biggest crime
and illness.
But with trafficking shit, even hotels is involved. I sent you earlier. It's a video of the Hilton Inn in Miami. A nigga went into the damn hotel. He got to looking in the closet, and it's like this little square cutout on the floor. He opened this to an underground tunnel that leads throughout the whole hotel and shit that's involved in trafficking. Like, you got businesses and hotels involved in this shit, bro. It's bigger than what you think. These billionaires is doing shit like this. It's all a design plan. Like, they be telling you this shit, even in shows. All these kidnappings and shit with the news, the North, East, West, South, because that's what the news stand for. They showing you what's about to happen. When they start showing you stories like, oh, new story developed of Super what happened the next few weeks? Another case of maybe the same shit. Then a Netflix documentary just pops up about the shit randomly, then goes to number one. It be the subtle shit that just be in your face. They've been doing this shit for years. Motherfuckers just don't want to pay attention to it because, again, ignorance is bliss. But to what you were saying at the beginning, Jordan, when you do meditate and spend time in yourself, you're understanding, like, when you get more connected, you start noticing, like, bro, this has nothing to do with me, but I could clearly see this is a lie. You start seeing the facades around you.
That.
Thing is that, man, the propaganda that's been fed for
centuries,
for the length of what we've been eating, the masses have been eating that. It's our mindset. The minute they got the mindset, that's it. You know what I mean? And then the thing about it is, everybody's not fortunate enough to grow up in homes that has ideal parents that are gonna have filters. And even then, because you're gonna listen to what you're gonna want to listen to. You're gonna watch because what you're gonna want to watch. But at the same time, half of that is mainly because of the individual that this child grows up to be, but also based off of the extent of what this parent is for the mom and this parent is for the dad. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just home structure as well. But even then, it's just what's being put out, bro. From the music to the videos to the stereotypes, and then pretty much into all the things that they're pretty much just adding just to make it a little bit more out of pocket. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And I hate to see it, bro. I really do. And that's why I say, like, I don't, in these times, bro, if I don't hear from somebody, or if I don't, just hear anybody talk like that, but when I do see them speak on things, I don't even question it no more, bro. Because that's just what the times are, bro. You know what I mean? I want to be seen. Not even that you not want to be seen, but it's just, it puts you more in a mindset to where I speak when I need to speak. Yeah. I won't cast my thought upon all this ignorance. You know what I mean?
You feel me? Because
you talk to who you talk to.
Yeah.
But that's been a mood, and we were speaking on that the other day, because you said, King, that I'm only gonna speak when I need to speak. I'm not gonna exert my energy on no BS. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Speaking of like that, and that's a male standpoint. From a female standpoint, it's like where I'm at right now in life, it's like I'm not being heard. I'm not being heard by anybody. So why keep wasting my energy? Why keep wasting my voice? Why keep wasting my time, my attention, if I'm not being heard? And I'm pretty sure a lot more women are feeling like that, especially, okay, you got we can't even say what go on with our body, but all these women are killing these kids.
Or giving them away.
They don't want these children. They don't want them.
Nope.
So why force somebody to have a child that they don't want?
In a time frame where
we're not being hurt.
In a time frame where it's a big shortage on baby formula. It's a big shortage on all these baby needs and all that. But you gonna make it illegal for that.
It's probably just because of my career. I ain't gonna hold you, cuz.
I know. It's because of your crib, Mr. Fojit. Hell no, man.
Stacked in the back like a CVS, man.
Boy, that nigga out of there.
It's a lot, man. And these conversations are...
They're hard to have, but they need to be had because ain't enough people talking about them. More people need to talk about it. More people definitely need to talk about God, but that's what I can say about these celebrities. The separation is visible. It's very much there.
But
you seeing who following God, and you seeing who just BSing, and they putting up a facade.
But not everybody God is the same God. You got to think, even back then, the Mayans and the Aztecs and all of them, they had different gods. They had multiple gods. Them celebrity gods ain't my gods. I don't know what oath you maybe well took. I don't know what you do. Even whenever people pray over me, I say my own prayer. I don't know how God fuck with you. Well, my God, I don't know how he fuck with you. I don't know your relationship with him. You got to be protected at all costs. And with everything going on in Hollywood, ain't no telling what be going on. Like, niggas signing contracts in dark rooms and shit like that. These people, rituals on. Nah.
And y'all want to be just like these people. You got to understand, your journey ain't them people's journey. what they did, you can't do.
You a clone for somebody who done took M's to be raped his whole career. Or their whole career. Because they money getting raped. They getting raped.
Everybody, it's very much rape.
Hollywood.
Because nobody listens to music no more. They just hear it.
Everybody be on podcasts now.
Exactly.
They just play it.
If you smart enough to realize the music industry was the least paid industry. Every rich person looks at people who do music as a fucking joke. You don't make enough. Niggas who own stores will look at you like, bro, you're funny. I have like 112 stores. You got 12 platinum albums.
But that's also a way that they control the masses. If I can put it in music, if I can put it to something that you gonna like, or it's gonna stick in your head, then I got control of you.
Because if you repeat something over
time, and over again, then it becomes like
it's a chant, it's a mantra, it's a ritual. Yeah. Therefore, a chorus, a hook.
Yeah.
You it's a spell at that point.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That's all it comes.
You took the words.
As much as everybody fuck with the song, I fuck with. Damn, my nigga, you tripping. We could have been superstars. Remember we were jacking cars. Come on, bro. Like different choruses and all. Like if you look into one of your most top 3 songs in the past 2-3 years, I promise you, recite it 3 times. You're gonna be like, I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know how I feel about that. I can listen to a song 2 times, and by the end of the second time, I know like, Now, I do have my ratchet modes. Everybody had their ratchet modes. But then it's like I'm right back on it with the R&B and the Christian rap because, I kind of, I backslid. I'm human. I wanted to hear a little ratchet, a little worldly. But I got to get back focused because where my focus is and where my mind is where my spirit and my emotion is. And at all times, it needs to be on God.
Both, duh. It's like... What was you gonna say?
I won't even hold that to you, sis, because you know what? And this don't even go for you. This go for everyone, because one thing about it is you're able to know and understand your filter of what you let into your ears. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the thing is that it's probably so hard for people to just stop listening to mainstream. It's so insane. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Like
it was drug. So easy though.
To some it's like a drug though, because it's like you're used to it.
Yeah.
Your body is used to it.
I was still listening to like 80s and 90s music, so it was easy to me.
But that's you. When you started listening to music, you didn't even really like hip hop music, so it's easier for you to wind off. It's like with a drug. People replace drugs with another habit.
Yeah.
What can you replace hip hop music with, or this secular music, as the people in the church want to call it?
Yeah.
What can you replace these vibrations and frequencies with? You can't replace it because nothing else is on that frequency. That frequency that flows through your body. Your body feels the wavelengths, so nothing else you play is gonna hit that frequency in your body. It's to the point where when we're depressed, we play depressed music. You get mad, you play angry shit. Cause you want your body to feel that. You want the music to match what you feeling right now. Not everything is gonna be like that. So it's kind of hard to weed yourself off. It becomes like a drug. You gotta replace it with something else. Like it becomes hard, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. Cause even with the R&B, like when you listen to it and when you repeat the chorus over time, like listen to an R&B song 3 times on repeat, I swear for God, you gonna look at it different. Like it hit different. I be jokingly saying R&B stand for relationships and breakup. Why you want to be in a relationship and breakup mood, like a breakup mood? Because some of them it just be breakup shit. It stands
for rhythm and blues.
It do, but I'm saying at the same time, relationship and breakups. What else goes in rhythms and blues? What is in the blues? A nigga heart broke. A girl got cheated on. Rhythms and blues, relationships and breakups. Come on. I jokingly say it, but like that's low key what it is. It's like it's a balance. It's like the same time you sitting in the car, you play on music. Take that drive with no music playing. Put the window down. Smoke just a blunt. Yourself. Do what you do.
Just with yourself and your thoughts.
I promise you, once
you gonna look at a lot of stuff differently if you put that in. If you put that action in a heavy rotation, do that twice a week. If all you do is just start out and do it once a week, and then you gonna feel yourself needing that.
You gonna feel the need to not. You gonna feel the need to not even listen to music. Like you'll listen to music, you be like, all right, but after a while, you probably gonna get 2-3 songs in. You can be like, I'm really not feeling this shit right now. You turn that bitch off. Listen to motherfucker talk. Go to a podcast you like, or just sit there and you'll be in your thoughts. Like it.
Because I feel like podcast is like basically the equivalent to the new radio station.
It's the new
because
TV.
The radio station, you could only get certain stations that was really gonna hit on something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with podcasts, it's such a wide variety. Things that are going to teach you, things that are going to be funny, things that are going to be, you know what I'm saying, instrumental in your everyday life, business-wise, etc.
I had to call you on the phone because that FaceTime was making my phone hot.
You good. But, big facts.
Yeah. But with the radio and the podcast, way two different avenues. However, the podcasts are better
because it's more informative.
Exactly. You get your own niche.
You get what you want. You get to choose what you want to listen to.
What you want to listen to and what you want to learn.
Yeah, when you go on a radio station, there ain't no telling what's going to get thrown on the playlist.
It's that because it's a DJ, etc., or it's in an automatic thing on the computer, or however it's going to come out. It's still going to come out, and it's still going to be controlled. With podcasts, you're controlling what you're listening to.
Yeah, because even with radio stations, sometimes them people get paid to play records. Like they will get paid to play a record on repeat on the hour. Like it hit different. With a podcast, you can't pay for someone's opinion. You can't pay for that. I mean, you could. You get ads, but I mean, majority of the time, this is someone's uncut raw opinion. Like even with black people, it's like you could do it. You could buy someone whatever, like you could buy them this, that, and the third. You can't buy my mind. You can't buy my spirit.
Yep.
I'm still gonna say what I want to say.
At all given times. If I feel the need to say it, I'm gonna say it.
That's why some people you don't see on TV. Cause you can't pay me enough to say what I'm not gonna say this.
Everybody ain't willing to go, and everybody ain't gonna sell their soul just for a little bit of money or for some clout. And that's where I feel like we got, with us having as much knowledge as we do, that's why we have to continue to spread this awareness, this knowledge, to allow people to know that they actually do have that power. Don't just fall in line with the clout or, I think if I could sign this deal, I'm going to get this money. Bro, what y'all don't realize about these deals, when you signing that deal, a lot of people don't even read them. And then they get a lawyer and they be like, my lawyer read it. The lawyer read it enough to figure out where they could cut out of the deal the majority of the time. And everybody's still losing. That's where we was talking about. It's just rape every which and way in the industry.
Cause everybody gonna look out for themselves in that aspect. Everybody smart in their business except you. Cause you the dummy that didn't want to look into the business side. You wanted to just be the talent. It take more than just talent.
You gotta have that mindset about you.
You gotta have some knowledge. It go deep. And then like how you were saying earlier, like with the more people becoming more knowledgeable of self, and more knowledgeable of everything going on, you see the rate of everything. You're not seeing certain people on shit. You start seeing more cases on people that's really false, but they gotta do something to blemish this person's image. So now we think they crazy. We gotta do something to fuck with them, to pisticate with them. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly what it is. It's just to get a reaction out of people. The people that used to be real heavy, they real famous, they real popular, and then they fall off. You don't like nobody ever goes back and questions, hey, well, why haven't I seen this person, or why haven't I seen this person? Because they not gonna sell out. There are some people out here who actually stand on what they stand on, and that's them, period. You can't change their mind. And then there are going to be some people who rather take the money and take the clout and everything that comes with it because they don't know their worth.
That goes to blackball.
Exactly. Because R.I.P. I think it's Sinead O'Connor. She had blasted Sinead O'Connor. Sinead, y'all, my bad.
I ain't know who you were.
Well, anyway, I read her story, and basically she blasted the Catholic minister in the Catholic Church for molestation of children. And as you should.
Yeah.
If you know something wrong is happening, stand on that.
Everybody just on some, I ain't gonna say shit.
I ain't gonna say shit, but I'm gonna record it.
Everybody should have been known about that shit. All these jokes, every joke has truth
to it.
Niggas been saying that they've been doing that. Kids have been spoken up and said, yeah, the minister did this. And motherfuckers think, oh, it's just a kid, them and their stories. What kid is gonna come up with something that vivid?
So elaborate.
So vivid and descriptive.
And the fact about it is, when it comes to children, up until a certain point, they are the most pure. That's the number one thing. But then the number two thing is, up until a certain point, which is the point where you show them that they can't trust you. Up until a certain point in every child's life, they're gonna trust you wholeheartedly.
Until they 7, because that's when their personality, scientifically, quote unquote, is developed. Up until they 7. Yeah. Until they 7, that's when they, after they 7, they'll have emotions. Like, if a child don't fuck with you for real, like if you done did some harm to some child prior to becoming 7, and then you see it like at 10, and it just act funny to it, like it just really don't fuck with you, you done did something. That child remembers some of that shit. Same way we like with people, like you just don't fuck with certain people
because they give you the essence of somebody else you didn't fuck with in the past.
It be like that. They the most pure. They don't know hatred. They don't know hatred. They don't know betrayal.
Hatred, racism, disloyalty, dishonor, all of that stuff is taught.
That's why I say they're the most pure. They in their pure
That's
form.
not given to these children. And as they come up, we have to teach them, hey, you don't have to hate this person. You don't have to hate this person. No, we ain't even got to do all that. You supposed to love one another.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, do it get hard. Yeah, we ain't even I can't even hold you. Yes, it gets hard. Because sometimes you really be like, yeah, it's really fuck them. But when it's fuck them, you got to realize, like, hey, when I go to whoever I pray to or whoever I believe in, and I ask them for forgiveness, are they gonna forgive me if I ain't forgave this person?
Facts.
Like, it be a lot.
It do.
It's not always
really
easy.
Like and I'm gonna tell you, it be like that the most with family, man.
Facts. Ooh,
and significant good friendships that you got that have gone that depth, but it's like it's an understanding, like y'all saying, on the capacity of knowing, man, like what will my God do? And because I look at the end of the day, we know what we do. I know what I would do. Y'all ain't gonna hear from me.
You feel
me? But it's just understanding and knowing what to expect. You know what I mean? And it's funny. It'd be easier said than done too. I know y'all know that. It'd be easier said than done. Like, you know what? I ain't even gonna cast my thoughts on this. Because at the end of the day, if that's not what you feeling, and that's not what you willing to, to step into as well, then it's like, hey, man, let it be.
Yeah, man.
Peace, God.
On me.
Because I'm going to leave with the best energy.
People gonna be people. That's one thing about it, man.
Yep.
They gonna do what they gonna do.
But only you can realize if you an asset or a liability in somebody's life, and that's when you got to set your boundary.
For sure.
Big fact.
And that go for, like you said, that go for family too.
Relatives.
Thank you.
Blood don't make you family. That just make you a relative. Family is who you that's your community.
But you know what? Those situations will put you. They'll put you in the mindset of knowing that you gotta start thinking like that.
The more you get older, the more you realize.
It's like, bro, you know what you don't want to surround yourself with.
True.
There ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't shit that means that person is worse even. Nah, it's just at the end of the day, bro, you gotta be that intentional about who you around, who you talking.
You gotta think who you want your kids around.
Your energy, who you putting your time, your patience, your energy into, it all comes back to you. But sometimes you gotta be selfish. Flat out.
You got to.
But when you be selfish after giving your energies for so long, that's when everybody start really putting their foot on your neck, like, hey, nah,
because they're not gonna do it for you.
Exactly.
They're not gonna do it for you.
Because they don't want you to know that you are allowed to have that freedom.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you know, and that's why I say, man, you know, because clearly by the actions that you see, you like, you know, I ain't gonna do it for you, but it's like, you know what I mean, knowing the people that we be, we will. And that's why I say everybody don't deserve to know. That's why I hate, and that's why I say it ain't nothing wrong with social media, bro. But it's like I don't like people knowing that they can check in on me without having to actually come directly to me to see how I'm doing. I don't like that. I ain't never felt that, and it's always felt so fake. And now, don't get me wrong. Now, sometimes genuinely, with my older folks that are family members, sometimes they genuinely be out the loop, and that's okay. Sometimes you got to make them occasional calls once every month and say, hey. So the ones that you know that ain't even all on the media, but for the ones that you know that's on there active, and you know that you ain't heard, call your phone, but will be willing to get on the phone. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like, do you really mess with me, or you really just doing this to see what I'm doing?
A lot of people just like to check in.
Yes, a lot of people just want to know what you're doing. It's that.
People don't like
private. You don't need to know what I'm doing.
People don't. Are you gonna help me? They don't like to see you doing better than them. As long as you in the same predicament or worse, that you good. People like to remember the vulnerable stages of you. They don't like to see you when
the ugly stages of you.
They don't like to see you when you grow. Once you start elevating, they don't like to see that.
That's when they don't want to fuck with you no more.
They like to have you in that when you needed them mode.
Facts.
Because now they going away. They done set up and looked at what you done been doing. They done peeped. Now they going away, and you don't know what God they going to talk to. What y'all say earlier?
Exactly.
You don't know what God y'all doing.
Exactly.
Look,
I don't know who you play. I don't know who you pray to.
I love how you said that. Look, this is a very truth moment, transparent moment. That's why we don't like be on video a lot. We went to just straight voice recording and posting for that exact reason. If my vibrations and my energy and stuff, and I start feeling hot and stuff like that, I know it's something that it's not sitting right in my spirit, so I'm gonna go ahead and move around. However, when it comes to my vocal cords, I can always speak my truth. I'm gonna speak the truth. I'm gonna tell you who I serve, which is God. I'm going to be proud in who I serve. I'm going to tell you I pray every day. I'm going to tell you what I do. Now, you ain't got to do it, but that's on you. But when it comes to actually giving people the visual of you and your essence and your energy of where you're at, I don't like that. I don't like that. And that's my transparent moment for Friday.
Hey, that's straight up what it is, man. Straight up. And I'm going to tell you what it is half the time. It won't even be people out of different religions. It'll be people going to the same God. trying to do the same.
Just mad because it ain't them.
But everybody ain't meant for everybody to know what you got going on, bro. That's why I say I don't feel bad about it. Because when folks start doing that, they get comfortable with they get comfortable with doing that, and then that's why you get up to the point that you start meeting up with them when you talk to them. You start hearing funny phrases out of jokes, like, "Oh, you missed this," you like. If that's your way of coming about saying that you see that I'm doing something new, or I've stepped out on faith and I'm doing something, you know what I mean? Say that. And that's why I say, because you can't even say that. And now, don't get me wrong, it's joke. Men joke, like, man, you missed the big time. I see you, bro. Congrats on the job. Congrats on the promotion. Congrats on that leap of faith that you made on going into this profession, bro. I'm really happy. But if it ain't followed by that, that's when you know you've got too many spectators. Don't do that.
When you got too many motherfuckers watching and not really interacting
and supporting,
that's when you know, like how you said with the jokes, and it really don't even really be necessarily that they just don't, like, they just mad at you. They just mad at you in the situation and not them. It's like I don't want to necessarily say jealous. It's just they don't like the fact that you doing
better
good.
than them.
Again, they like to see you in that I need you moment. They want you to still need them.
Yep.
They don't like to see that.
And the thing is that it's funny because you do that, you'll find people doing that, and you'll find people that's crossing the same path and won't say nothing to step out because they're probably in their same ear talking about you too. And that's why I say, man, it's so funny. You would think that it's not as common, but it's so many common folks that will be in groups discussing your name that you wouldn't even be thinking about.
And then whenever the person come back and tell you, instead of being mad at the person who came back and told you, you mad at the group. Why would somebody feel so comfortable to talk about me in that manner around you?
Factual.
Unless you were saying the same shit. And you ain't say shit in my defense. You ain't walk away. Oh, all right. It's like that. Because if they feel comfortable enough to say that with you in that area, I don't need to be around you either.
Nah. And that's the thing, bro. I told him, I said, babe, it may be crazy because it's like, it may look like I'm so strict and principle oriented, but that's how you gotta be with me.
People get mad when you got principles and boundaries. Man. They only come to you because you don't got them.
You better preach.
Come on now. That's why I say, bro, you can't do it. You can't do it with folk nowadays because they get too comfortable too quick.
Fact.
With just calling your phone, just to play around.
Don't call my phone. If Jesus up 24/7, I sleep sometime. I try to go to sleep. Talk to Jesus. Don't call my phone first. Talk to that nigga first, and if he directs you to call me after, then you got some. If I answer,
because by that time he done already told me what I need to do.
Yeah, he probably done already woke me up and prepared me for this phone call. Don't call me first. Go to the man upstairs first.
No, for real, bro. Cause I'm telling you, man. That's why I say. And some people can walk away from this conversation saying, so wait, you saying I can't reach out to family members? You telling me I can't reach out to call, I'm just supposed to reach out? That's not at all. What I'm trying to say is that people don't have self-reflection enough to be intentional about the true motives of themselves. If they don't know themselves, they're not going to be reaching out to me for the right reason. And what I'm trying to say is that if you cannot be an intentional person with yourself on reaching the next person, how am I expecting you to call me and for me to get off that phone knowing that my words were actually, left with someone that I know I'm getting off the phone that heard me versus me getting off the phone with something
Facts.
fell out. And that's why I say when you get to that point with folks, bro, you gonna know either you get off that phone knowing that them words ain't go nowhere, them words gonna go to somebody else that really wanna hear it.
I get a few words in and I could already tell. Cause if I'm saying something and then you instantly respond, bro, you just hearing the response. You're not hearing to actually listen. And that be the difference. My biggest thing is you could come to me about anything, just don't come to me about everything. Like, don't come calling my phone about everything. Don't come to me trying to fuck up my day because you having a fucked up day and then you mad because I'm not responding how you want me to respond. Because half the time the shit that you call about, it don't even really got shit to do with you. You can call me about anything. Like, hear me. You could call me about any fucking thing. Just don't call me about every fucking thing. Just don't do that. I'll be there for you, for shit show. I'll give you the words of wisdom if that God lay on my heart to give you. Whatever. Just don't call me about everything. Everything is not meant for you to call me. Talk to the man upstairs, and if he directs you to call me, then call me. If he don't, sit there with that. Sit there with that word that man give you upstairs. Cause not everybody got the good intentions.
Only 2 fans you guys got? These 2 fans, these the only ones y'all got?